Good morning. Buenos dias. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Walking the Path, a place where we talk about where we are, how we got here, and what's ahead. And I also have to say good morning to Kevin. Kevin Nealon, my inspiration. Hiking with Kevin. Season 4 has dropped and I'm totally psyched. I'm gonna get caught up. I'm gonna be flying tomorrow and I'm gonna get all caught up while I'm waiting in the airport. And you might say, where are you flying from, Sharon? Where are you today? I am in Barcelona, which is just crazy to say. And my intention was to get here for sunrise, and I walked from my apartment and got lost, which was all part of it. Like, I just got to this neighborhood that I had never seen before, which was awesome, but I missed sunrise, but not too shabby where we are now. So I just wanted to start here and show you the beach, which it's so cool. There's so many layers to Barcelona. It's unbelievable. But let's start walking. So we're on the boardwalk down near the beach, an area called Barceloneta. I can never say that well. And again, I was trying to get here early so that no one would be here. I'm still super self-conscious about this whole thing, but what the fuck, I'm gonna do it anyway. So one of the crazy things about this beach is that it was built. It was not actually a beach, and it was built for the Olympics when it was here, I think in '92. And so they brought in sand and like created this beach, which is just crazy. But Barcelona, what the heck am I doing here? So I think you might know, I sold my house. I've been traveling while I'm working and just kind of seeing what's possible for life and what's possible for me and how can I challenge myself, and just like taking in this great big beautiful world. So I'm at the end of a 2-month leg of this journey. I started in Portugal, in the Azores, and then in Lisbon for a month, and then went to the south of Portugal, and then to Spain. So I was in Sevilla, and then I was in Valencia, and now I've been here in Barcelona. Today's Friday. I've been here since Monday. And I want to share what it's been like to be here. But I first just want to share what I'm learning about myself and what's possible for this way of life, or just how I'm showing up. Hasn't been easy all the time. Like, I'm so unbelievably fortunate to be in a position to do this, to be in these amazing places. But it has been exhausting to make so many decisions, to the point where I get paralyzed, and then I start beating myself up for not being able to make decisions and not being able to have this experience be all that it could be. And you know, you have these expectations of how you're gonna be, how you're gonna show up, and it got to a point where I just had to shut down for a little bit. So Valencia, I was there for almost a week and didn't see much of it, people. I was staying near the beach. I'm working, which is a whole thing. But I couldn't get into the city. I couldn't get out there into restaurants. I just ended up staying in my apartment and regrouping. And I was so disappointed in myself. But then you just got to acknowledge, like, this is what's going on. So I knew I had 1 week left in Barcelona, and I just didn't want to waste it being in that headspace. I really wanted to enjoy it. I really wanted to be present. So a couple days before, in between, I just went to this small little beach town, Sitges, and just did nothing. And I'm telling you, and I created some boundaries around work, like what was I going to do this week? Change my life, just to acknowledge like where you are and pause and just notice, like, so what do you need to move forward? What do you need? And the self-judgment can be brutal. It's like, I don't want to miss this. I gotta do this right. I can't waste this opportunity that I'm here. It was intense. So, but the good news is that I'm in a much better place. And I'm only in a much better place because I recognized it. Probably should have recognized it sooner. And it took a couple of days that I didn't really do anything, but that's what I needed to do. So anyway, so I'm here in Barcelona and it's my last day. I leave tomorrow. And you guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I did this. I'm so happy that I'm here. I'm just enjoying Barcelona so much. You know, there's been so many cities that I've seen, and there's some like overload with just so much stimulation. But man, you guys, this place is special. Barcelona, I haven't spent very much time at the beach. This is my last day that I just felt like this would be the best place to go for a walk. But the architecture here is really influenced by Gaudi, which was a modernist, and everything's influenced by nature. There's no straight lines. I had no idea. And going into some of the buildings in the Basilica of Sagrada Familia was really overwhelming to me. And I just started crying. I went into this temple and I just started crying because it was similar to when I was on the beach in Lagos. I just started crying, and the only thing I can guess is I just was overwhelmed with gratitude. I was overwhelmed with the beauty of what I was taking in, overwhelmed with like the gratitude that I was feeling, and it was uncontrollable. It was weird. I'm in this place, I had to go in a corner and just cry. I'm like, there is no way that I can hold this back. I just need to let it go. So I found a little corner, there were plenty, and just like cried in this beautiful, beautiful spiritual place. So I'm doing it now. But just, you know, recognizing those moments, it just overwhelmed with gratitude for this life. Like, look at this. This is sick. I'm also, Jesus, when I started this, I wasn't feeling emotional, but I'm really proud of myself for this journey, for putting myself out there, you know, putting myself in a position where I'm challenging myself. And it's been awesome. It's been so awesome. And I'm ready to go home. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now so that I can pull myself together. But I'm gonna come back because I want to tell you more about Barcelona and what's so special about it, and just share it with you. So bye for now. Hey friends, welcome back. I was gonna say sorry for that little interruption, but I was having a moment, and I don't think we should apologize for emotions and having a moment. So, you know, you gotta feel the feelings. That's what they're there for. So, but we're back, and I'm on the other end of the beach, which is the Olympic Marina, which is really cool. And I don't know if you can see it, but I wanted to come here specifically so that you could see this sculpture that is over my shoulder here. You can see it's a fish. It's a modern sculpture with a fish with an eye. And so it's an optical illusion, and we'll walk towards that and you can see what the optical illusion is. But it's pretty cool. One of the things I noticed, so we're gonna walk along the marina here now, and one of the things I noticed so much all through Spain, but specifically in Barcelona, is that the architecture is art. There's so much that is put into it. There is so much detail and thoughtfulness, and it's staggering. And there's beautiful architecture in the States. but they feel more functional and not really like always works of art. And it's just stunning to see that difference here. And you know, you're just fed by that. So that's one of the things I wanted to share with you. The other thing I wanted to share with you is how I first saw this area. I'm down in the port area, I'm down by the beach, and I haven't spent much time down here. I've been in the city, in the Gothic Quarter, and really in the heart of the city, walking around for most of the week. But I learned about this area more because I started with a bike tour, and I couldn't recommend it more. I did it in Sevilla. I've done it many, many years ago in Paris. I've done it in Key West. I wish I did it in Nashville. It's just a great way to get the context for where you are in a city. And usually the guides are kind of chill, so they're really knowledgeable. They're really excited to share the city with you. But at the same time, I can't take in a ton of detail. So it's just kind of chill and fun and laid back. But you get to kind of get your bearings and get your context and then say, oh, where do I want to come back? So I knew on my last day, because I'm actually not working today, that I wanted to come back and hang out in this area. And there's so much to see down here. There's tons of shops. There's tons of, you know, restaurants. There's some museums, and there's a lot of variety down here. So I'm just going to spend the day down here. One of the things I got to get is paella. So here is a challenge that you wouldn't think about when you're traveling solo. Paella, they only will do it for 2 people or more. So I'm getting it today, and I'm just gonna say, get it, I'm gonna order it for 2 and then take it home and have leftovers for breakfast tomorrow, because I had it when I was in Valencia. Met some friends in Valencia, it was amazing. But I haven't had it since, which is just nuts. So lots of tapas, love Spanish olives, food is amazing, a lot of markets, a lot of bread and ham and cheese, which is delightful. But you know, I could get a vegetable in here today maybe. But thinking about the area and what we're seeing and taking in a city and trying to do that while I'm working. So the last challenge, because this whole trip, with the exception of my first week in the Azores, I've been working, and I love the work that I do. It's important to me, it's meaningful to me. I love the people I work with, I love the clients that I have, and it's been super hard because of the time difference. And you think of it just on the calendar, and I can do my meetings at night, no problem. But it's been really hard because of what I'm like. I like to get stuff done in the morning and then go. I can't go and then, you know, just put it to the side. So I end up working all day. So that's part of like the crash that I had in Valencia, was I felt like I'm not really getting out of this experience what I want to. And part of that is my own inability. Let's see. Experiment here. No, I think we'll go up this way. My own inability to manage my time well. So just a learning, and part of this whole experience is an experiment to see, so what comes next, you know, because there's no end in sight for the travel, for experimenting. So one of the things I know for sure is that I want to spend 2023 more in nature. It's going to be good Wi-Fi, but more in nature than cities, and more in time zones that are more conducive to the work that I'm doing. It's just, you know, it's got to be practical. So good learning. But what I'm so looking forward to, oh, let's pause here for a second because I'm going to show you. Do you see what was once the eye of the fish is a totally separate piece? And you don't know that unless you're standing at it from a certain spot. So they built it so clever, it has an optical illusion. So anyway, I love that shit. But so this has been about experiencing this and just enjoying Barcelona, enjoying the world and all the variety that is out there, but also to figure out what am I learning about? Where do I thrive? Where do I love being? What do I want to do next? So I am going home tomorrow, and there was a time when I was dreading that, and I feel bad saying it, but it's just true, because I just felt like I was going to get stuck, and I'm afraid of getting stuck. But I'm so looking forward to it, to just kind of being with my people and seeing my family and just breathing. Just taking a beat, breathing, taking it all in, see what's going on before I take the next step. So I'm not making any big decisions about next step because, you know, I want to process. I haven't had a lot of reflection time, downtime, and that might sound crazy. It's like, Sharon, you're traveling by yourself. You have all the reflection time in the world. But it's not true, because I am always thinking about, what am I going to see? What am I going to do? How am I going to get there? Where am I going to eat? I spend so much time figuring out and thought process figuring out where am I going to eat. It's ridiculous, but it's also exhausting. So I'm psyched to go home, stay at my mom's when I go home, and just like cooking a meal, hanging out, going to have a glass of wine with my friends. It's just going to be so friggin' delightful, and we'll regroup and see what comes next. So just wanted to have you join me walking over this bridge because it's really cool, and then we'll say goodbye on the other side of the bridge. So as we're coming up, it's a week before Thanksgiving, and when I paused, when I was having my moment, the emotion that was just really, really, really strong was gratitude. And isn't this so cool? And just how lucky I am to be alive, lucky I am that my body functions, and lucky that I can be out in the world, and that this world exists, and that all these people exist, and all these different cultures exist, and they're just here for us to experience and take in. So I'm not saying that this is for everyone, but I just want people to know, like, life is short and we're lucky. And so I just want people to get out and live whatever way you want to live, because it's just beautiful. Life is beautiful. All right, you guys, getting sappy, but that's who I am. I love you all. I'm grateful for you. Happy Thanksgiving.